Welcome back to the epic battles of Captain Marvel and Superman. Before we dive into the analysis, I just want to say thank you very much. In a battle between Captain Marvel and Superman, Superman is often considered to have the advantage in terms of raw physical strength and durability thanks to his absorption of solar energy, which can surpass Captain Marvel's power. However, Captain Marvel possesses the ability to absorb and project powerful energy in the form of photon blasts and has superior combat experience, which can create a relatively balanced confrontation, especially when considering her extremely powerful MCU incarnation. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and enable notifications so you can watch the newest videos as soon as they are released. Thank you all very much. Captain Marvel enters the fight fully aware of her own limitations. Her power is brilliant and overwhelming, but it is not infinite. The photon surges erupting from her body can directly clash with Superman's heat vision, creating rare moments of equilibrium between two colossal sources of power. Yet Kal-El has long been regarded as a symbol of near invincibility. Aside from green kryptonite or magical forces, which are known weaknesses but have not been explored on screen, it is extremely difficult to make him falter. Captain Marvel still holds an important card, her ability to absorb energy. She can prolong the battle, forcing her opponent to expend patience and calculation. Even so, Superman still maintains a decisive advantage. Especially if the confrontation takes place in outer space, he becomes even more terrifying as he bathes directly in sunlight, the very source of his power. While Captain Marvel's abilities always have an upper limit, much of Superman's strength appears to have no clear endpoint. He can rise to the stature of a god, and comic history has proven that to be true. One side represents an undying faith nurtured by sunlight and the responsibility to protect life. The other embodies a resilient will forged through cosmic war and a yearning for freedom. When these two paths intersect, space trembles and time seems to stand still. Every strike carries the history, beliefs, fears, and hopes of billions of living beings. Clark Kent walks through time as a solitary witness to history. Kryptonian blood quietly locks the wheel of aging, making age a distant concept to him. As the years pass, those he loves gradually leave the world behind. Lois Lane completes her journey within the embrace of memory. Their children grow up and grow old. His adoptive parents pass away in peace. Bruce Wayne and his allies exist only in recollection. Even enemies who once shook the world, such as Lex Luthor, cannot escape mortality. As Earth enters the final years of the 21st century, Clark realizes that loss has become too heavy a burden. He passes on the symbol and responsibility to those capable of continuing the legacy, then quietly departs. His new journey leads him to the heart of the sun, where he meditates within a sea of blazing radiation. There, he absorbs primal energy, allowing body and spirit to merge with light. Time is no longer measured in years or centuries. By the year 853,000, after 832 centuries immersed in radiation, Clark is no longer just Superman. He becomes a true god, existing beyond all known limits. In that endless stillness, Clark learns to listen to the breath of the universe and the memories of humanity. He remembers noisy mornings in Metropolis, the laughter of family, and unfulfilled promises. Each particle of radiation touching his consciousness refines his compassion, turning power into profound responsibility. He understands that power has meaning only when placed behind humility. Thus, he sends rays of hope back to Earth through generations of new heroes. In the reality of a direct battle, Superman always holds an inherent advantage. He can absorb solar radiation on an immense scale. The process occurs at an almost unbelievable speed and is nearly unhindered by any clear limitations. In contrast, Captain Marvel, though powerful and radiant, can only absorb energy for a limited duration. Her abilities possess defined boundaries, even when she reaches her ultimate binary form. Amid the chaos of combat, Captain Marvel might not even realize that Superman depends directly on sunlight to sustain his power. If she were to throw him into the sun, it would not be a finishing blow, but a moment of transformation. At that supposed point of annihilation, Superman would absorb such an enormous amount of radiation that he would exceed normal thresholds, and upon returning, he would possess enough power to overwhelm Captain Marvel, absolutely. Furthermore, Superman's history contains countless feats proving his strength reaches beyond the limits of imagination. And it must be remembered that all of this occurred even before the centuries he spent bathing within the sun. His power does not come solely from physical strength or energy, but also from willpower and near-perfect adaptability. Each time he rises after a trial, Superman evolves beyond his previous limits. Sunlight not only nourishes his body but also forges his spirit, making him a symbol of endurance. While Captain Marvel must consider time and energy expenditure, Superman fights as if he has no endpoint. Superman was once bound to a machine designed to simulate the total weight of the entire Earth. In that seemingly impossible situation, he continuously lifted the burden for 5 days without rest. The only result was a single drop of sweat falling onto the cold steel floor. That was merely the beginning of a series of feats beyond all norms. On one occasion, Superman and Wonder Woman helped the Spectre stand after the entity collapsed. The Spectre was described as possessing infinite weight beyond all physical concepts. If infinity is divided in half, the result is still infinity, and that alone conveys the significance of that moment. Not stopping there, Superman and Shazam together lifted and moved the Book of Eternity, an artifact with countless pages and infinite mass. When a being can shake an entire solar system through sheer physical strength, Superman does not win through luck, but by transcending all familiar definitions. Each feat becomes a milestone, marking the complete destruction of old boundaries. Infinite weight ceases to be an abstract concept and becomes something that can be lifted. Space, time, and matter themselves seem forced to adjust to accommodate his existence. When witnessing such things, people no longer ask how strong Superman is, but instead wonder whether the universe itself is vast enough to contain all of his power. Now, Superman's strength has reached an extraordinary tier far beyond all familiar standards. His punches carry force capable of breaking the boundaries of space and time, enough to shake the structure of reality if he does not restrain himself. Even Shazam, once described as capable of creating black holes with his fists, appears insignificant when compared to Superman. At one point, Superman clenched a black hole in his hand, preventing it from collapsing completely, as if gripping destruction itself. In a brutal battle with Darkseid, Superman not only won but inflicted severe injuries upon an enemy who had withstood an explosion capable of erasing an entire universe. In the DCEU, where even the power of gods pales, Superman nearly killed a newborn god with punches and heat vision, a being believed to have survived combat with Doomsday, an entity capable of destroying moons. To Superman, defeating such an opponent was as effortless as striking an inanimate instrument. Captain Marvel is the embodiment of speed and energy. Carol Danvers can move at light speed and withstand blows from Thanos without flinching. In her binary form, her durability reaches its extreme. She absorbs energy from stars and cosmic currents to amplify her strength, fly through space, and generate shockwaves as she charges into battle. In terms of raw intensity, Captain Marvel is genuinely formidable, with confrontations against Hulk and Thor. Yet Superman's essence is compassion. He fights only as long as he allows himself to. When necessary, he becomes far stronger, faster, and more decisive. Carol Danvers can generate enough energy to revive a dying star, a dazzling feat that astonishes many. However, such moments cannot serve as an absolute measure of power. If one mentions that Captain Marvel has been defeated by weaker opponents, Superman himself has also been pressured by attacks with destructive power equivalent to collapsing buildings. Both paths of power contain inherent contradictions. Carol has been tossed around by seemingly ordinary villains while simultaneously being capable of literally reigniting a star. Within the MCU alone, Captain Marvel's feats may appear more impressive than DCEU Superman's, but in truth, the gap in their overall level remains vast. Carol's most impressive achievement was lifting a Celestial, and even that required assistance. Against the Hulkbuster, she needed to amplify her power and still could not end the fight with a single blow, instead struggling moment by moment. With Superman, comparisons seem unnecessary. When he unleashes his full power, the outcome can be decided instantly. Superman has endured attacks from Lex Luthor, who wielded what was called infinite power, and still stood firm as an unshakable symbol. Superman exists as a constant. The more he is tested, the more he evolves. Every defeat becomes a stepping stone toward greater ascension. Carol represents the explosive rise of emotional energy, fierce and radiant, yet conditional. When light fades and battles drag on, the balance gradually shifts. Across the full spectrum of power, Carol Danvers has never truly stood on the same level as Superman. The gap between them is not merely an energy difference, but a distinction in the nature of existence itself. For Carol, the chance to defeat Superman is nearly non-existent. Many believe she could drain his power completely, but that assumption ignores a fundamental truth. If Superman chooses, he can consume the energy of a star as a natural act. In that scenario, the one absorbing energy would not be Captain Marvel, but Superman himself. Carol's energy would be drained until she collapses or can no longer continue fighting. Reality has shown that even brief exposure to sunlight grants Superman enough power to threaten the multiverse. To defeat him, Carol would need to absorb the energy of countless multiverses simultaneously, far beyond her current capability. Even the theory of using red sunlight lacks foundation. Carol would not know that weakness, and even if she did, a Kryptonian can adapt given enough time. If Captain Marvel attempts to drain Superman's energy, she would quickly realize she has exceeded her limits. He could evade with superior speed, endure the critical moment, or directly drain her power to amplify his own. Superman is stronger than Captain Marvel, so if he can grab her, and there is no reason he could not, he would win. Additionally, he is as fast as the Flash, leaving Captain Marvel no chance. He has easily defeated the entire Justice League, and we can all agree that Captain Marvel could not do that unless she cheated by dragging them into space. What do you think about this battle? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you all very much.